I am in front of you. I am right here in front of you. And I've chosen you. But will you choose me? Or the murderer who killed my parents and left me to die?
Greetings, mortals, and welcome to another episode of the Tabletop Sandbox podcast. Specifically, this is episode 15 of Canticle of the Crimson Wake, our Blades in the Dark actual play podcast. We had a banger of a session last time, and by banger I mean traumatizing.
And there were a lot of bangs.
There were a lot of gunfire. So, just to kind of pick up right where we left off, we have flashing impressions of Spark's face laden with stress as she's commanding Crick and his guys to help everyone, standing at the edge of the water, searching for Kavlov and seeing him finally break the surface, struggling weakly to swim, using that grappling hook that Tony threw to finally pull him in, and then taking the two sisters who are both traumatized physically and emotionally by baby's first gunshot wound. There's a montage of riding that elevator back up to the surface, upon which you hear absolute chaos outside because Sparky is fighting bluecoats and inspectors and possibly spirit wardens. You're able to use that chaos to slip off into Brightstone with unfortunately no time to stop and see if your friend and compatriot Sebastian is all right. But you managed to get out of there, leaving the smoking body of the Whisper and the lingering memory of victories and defeats. We pushed through the streets, Crick and one or two other of his guys having to support Kavlov, who is struggling hard to breathe as it feels like your chest cavity is collapsed from that one massive punch from this more than a man.
Oh my god, you got one punched.
And yeah, I did get one punched. And you finally make it back to the hidden grotto. And as you're kind of slipping through the crack into the hidden portion of your lair, you see Sebastian is there to greet you.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. My man.
And he says, "What the hell happened, all of you? Get in here." And you just see that there is compassion when he sees Yagoda and Tony like wounded and not in a good state. You know, like you're basically at, harm level 3 or worse when you're traumatized because you're out of the score, right? But everybody is kind of brought in, and we begin the slow process of licking our wounds and getting back up to some semblance of strength so that we can try again. Downtime. Because Tobias Kenley / Mads Kinclaith and that whole facility was tier 3, you guys are gaining 4 rep for that one. 2 initially plus 2 for 2 tiers higher.
Cool.
And then
a bajillion heat.
Sebastian.
We move up to a stronghold on tier 1, or do we have to pay for that?
No. Once you have enough rep, you now have a stronghold on tier 1. You see Sebastian, before he saw that you were all wounded, was excited to show off the haul that he got.
That's our guy.
And he has a little bit of a story to share where he says, "Yeah, I was able to slip in through the back door, but then the security alarm got tripped, and I ended up literally stuck up a tree underneath guards who were setting up a defensive perimeter, not against the external door that I came in through, but through an internal door. And then that door opened, and grenades and wind came through it. And so I used that distraction to slip through a door further into the house.
Wait, was he that shadow that we saw?
He
saw a
was.
shadow?
There,
Oh my
there,
God.
Crick reported that there was somebody who got away through a door.
It was so
But yeah, the upstairs of that place was absolutely loaded, and I managed to get into a very hefty safe where there was a couple of treasury bonds. So we are in good shape. And so for this score, you guys earn 10 coins. But subtract 2 as your tithe to the crows,
So
if you so wish. You can start
Do
a
we
clock.
wish?
With the,
I mean, at this point.
you can start a clock with the crows if you don't want to pay, and
thought-
just use that money.
I thought it was
we
only
got
2
one.
episodes
I
left.
thought it was only
Yeah,
one.
right. That's what I was
now because you're tier 1. It's 2. It's your tier plus 1.
That's true.
How bad could this bite us?
Man,
Oh, real bad.
fuck the crows.
Fuck the crows.
It's also,
Wait,
it's also only starting a clock.
Wait,
so
before-
it'd be 1 tick on the 4 clock.
Awesome.
We are
on a
reckless.
4?
Hey, but we got 2 episodes.
Okay.
Think about that. That's 4 scores that you don't have to pay a tithe for before you get any sort of consequence.
Okay.
Okay.
We got one
Yep,
left.
let's keep it.
Okay.
After all that, we're keeping
We're
it.
keeping it.
I'm
We
gonna
only,
need
we
all of
only
it.
get so much vault space, though, right?
Well, I got my pockets.
yeah.
Well,
So
everybody
Got
can
our
carry
pockets.
up to 4
Yep.
on their
I
own.
already
Plus, the
have
crew
one.
can carry 4.
Okay.
I already have
Everybody
one as
take
well.
everybody take 2 coin, and then I'm gonna keep 2 for the crew that we can use if we need it.
I'm gonna use all of it.
everything.
Yep,
that
I'm
one.
using all of it.
Oh yeah, and then heat. So
Oh my god.
We got so
Knock, knock,
excited
blue
about the
coats.
money.
Lack of.
yeah,
or
considering
whatever.
that you drove a tank, and that the tank then got into a fight with bluecoats
But it wasn't our
in
tank.
Brightstone.
That's right. We're gonna find Arvis.
To be fair, that wasn't ours.
Yeah, we
Yeah, but you were involved.
Yeah,
we can't
that's
prove
fair.
anything.
Who knows we were
Did you,
involved?
did you
on
leave
site.
a red lip print anywhere?
You probably did.
On
totally
his body.
Did. You
On-
totally
yeah.
fucking
On
did.
Sparky?
And no, on and Arvy's body.
Arvis's
Oh,
body.
Arvis,
Yeah.
just on his forehead. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Or his cheek or something. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
absolutely.
Shit.
I would say this
Branding's
one counts as wild, devastating exposure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Considering basically you waged war on this mansion in Brightstone.
We were like, fuck this old guy.
+1 because Tobias Kenley is a high profile and well connected target.
Yeah.
+1 because an attack on nobility in Brightstone counts as hostile turf.
Yeah.
And +2 because killing was involved.
How many is that total?
So it's 10 heat, so don't erase any, just add 1 and then added wanted level. So you are now at wanted level 2
Wow.
Let's go.
with 7 heat. I have pre-rolled, after calculating this all myself, your entanglement,
Okay.
but we are not going to immediately resolve that. Now we go into downtime proper.
I don't
I'm
wanna
gonna
do mine.
heal.
I'm also gonna go to the
Yeah.
heal.
Yeah,
I think
The
we
doc
take care of
is
this.
in, you guys.
Tony's going
heal
crazy.
yourself up first.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do a
Yeah,
roll
we'll
for
go
that.
around the
Okay.
table.
So it's 5.
Nice.
Nice.
that's how many-
So that's 2.
So
it leaves
now you
one
only
on
have
the
level
next
ones.
block.
Yeah, so all your level 2s
+1.
reduced to level 1s.
Alright, that's one of my.
It's a lot of erasing.
I know it feels so good, guys. Those
Just
that
been
laceration
sitting
from
there.
episode 1 is finally gone. Okay, Doc is in. Fuckers, line up.
All right, who's getting healed first?
We'll go in together. I want to talk with Kavlov.
Oh, you want to do a scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
Well,
want to
then
roll
let's,
for them?
I'll roll. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kevlar,
Okay,
you're
well, first off, you get an extra die for healing me. I'm gonna give you.
Oh, okay, yeah, give me your dice.
I'll give you my pink die.
Don't get it confused
I'm not going to get it.
with the other
Okay.
pink die.
And I have 1 on my healing clock permanently filled in. So
Oh, cool. You
That's
took.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 again.
so that's
All right, so 2.
2. So I'm gonna use both my downtime activities for this, and I will keep spending coin until I'm healed up.
Oh, that's a 3.
Okay, so that's 1.
1. So you're
All right, so that's full.
Okay.
filled up. Yep.
Yep. All right, so that's 2. Now I'm going to spend one of my coins.
Okay. 6.
There we go.
So that's 3. So that's
three,
another.
so that's another
That's
full
another one.
heal.
Okay.
So
Cool.
now I have a level 1 harm. Again.
Okay. Oh man. Crit.
A crit? Yeah.
That's 5. So
Yep.
I got
you are
wow.
completely
2 6s
devoid of
and 2
injury.
5s.
What a roll.
That was
5.
crazy.
Yep.
All right.
And now I would only need 1 filled in.
Yeah. So Tony,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What alchemical substance or perhaps experimental medical technology do you use to fully heal Kavlov? Because he's
mean,
bankrolling
yeah,
it. So
yeah,
you can get something weird.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I've definitely you're definitely knocked out whenever I'm doing it. You're anesthetized. There's which is big. Most of the time you'd have to just deal with it, but it doesn't hurt so much while I'm doing whatever procedure I'm doing. Like stitching up your shoulder. I don't remember exactly what your wounds were.
Pulverized chest.
Yeah.
And shot
Do you
in shoulder.
cut them open and then put in a new alchemically synthesized organ?
I totally do.
Yeah.
And it's
Have you-
sick.
it's like
I
lungs,
repair.
healing
Yeah,
gland.
I repair. One of your lungs is probably cyborg level, awesome now.
Oh, cool.
And you probably
Iron
have
lung.
a little, iron lung, a little bit of a weird wheeze coming from it.
We'll be
but
passing J's all day.
eventually, you're just gonna be Darth Vader. But yeah. And I also
Shit off.
I repaired your rib cage and
Sternum.
bones, also all clean, metal.
He has a metal plate.
He's
on the
got
front of
a
his
metal
chest
plate
now.
on his literally his
Iron
sternum
Man.
is steel.
Yeah, because of that crit, I'm gonna give that to you.
Yeah.
And
Yo.
if that applies, remind me, and we will do
Okay.
something about it. We can give you an extra die
Sick.
or lessen an effect because you literally have a steel plate in your chest.
Yeah. But it's flexible and comfortable.
Stylish.
Cool.
And I also
Yeah.
give you the good drugs to be on for a little while, so you're not, because it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So when does this conversation that Spark has with Kavlov take place? Before he
Well-
goes under or after he wakes up?
Well, do
I
you want to
think-
do your healing first?
Oh yeah, I'll do my healing.
Might as well get the rolls out of the way.
doc is. It's while you're under. Okay.
She always waits till I'm sleeping to talk to me.
6.
So
So
that's
fill in 3 ticks.
3. Okay.
I'm rolling good tonight. I'm an excellent doctor, guys. Actually,
You're getting your practice in.
Antonio Sansa,
I
MD.
am a surgeon.
Can I get another healing?
Yeah.
Give me another one of those.
5.
Woo.
So
That's
that's
2.
2. Yep.
Okay, so I have 1.
Yeah,
and then
one,
it carries
one
over,
tick.
so
Yeah, 1 tick
keep
on
one filled in.
on the new
Do I want to
clock.
keep healing? Yes.
Well, you're
And
fully.
what's your harm?
At a 1. It's a spirit burn.
Spirit burn. So that only applies to things that spirit burn would affect, right? So
stuff.
That's everything I do.
Not necessarily all attuning, but there's certain things where dealing with raw spirit energy definitely would take the less effect from that.
Would I be able to help that though? Get rid of that completely? I mean, mine's I do physical treatment, not
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I'm imagining
Drugs. There's a lot of drugs.
Yeah, alchemicals are magical.
Okay, sweet.
right. So you don't just have
also-
one lane. All scoundrels can attempt everything.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So you have delved into specific alchemicals that are metaphysical in what they
Awesome.
affect. Right.
I like
so
to think I
it's
invented penicillin during this time
healing
too.
her
Canon.
spirit almost.
Gotta clean out the wounds,
But Spark is allergic, so you just throw it away.
Yeah. I also
this
invented
doesn't
back penicillin. It doesn't work on Spark.
Can I have another healing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 6s. I
All right.
She's not allergic to penicillin.
What?
shit you know. You're not. I bet all the antibiotics are right here, right now.
All right, this is interesting because you're healing her spirit burn. So describe
did we have a moment?
What are you? How are you approaching this? What are your alchemicals doing?
That spiritual magnetic weird shit that I made for
The
the
compass?
compass.
Yeah.
I use that in a way. I make it a stronger potency and a more specific sort of I put in a syringe and I inject it in there, wait for a little bit, maybe an hour or two, and
Pull up,
you kind of watch
let it
as she's
cook.
she's laying down and you can see like this is like a glow kind of coming out, like that burn kind of beginning to rise up and towards the injection site. And after a little while, I suck it back out.
So it's like a spiritual trauma extractor.
Yep.
Very interesting.
It's like you got all of the cancerous cells into one location
Yeah.
and sucked them all out.
Yep.
And using the thought process behind the compass, which is like magnetically pulling you towards something
Yep.
spiritual. So it's doing the same
and
thing.
I use that. Yep.
Very
There we
cool.
go.
Genius.
I should just quit the scoundrel business and open up a practice. Fuck this, man.
That felt weird though. Spark's like, that felt weird.
I put a little sparkly Band-Aid over it. Give it a kiss.
Thanks, I guess. Can I also swipe some drugs off of you real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
What you need?
Just some
Open up
trans
medicine
powder.
cabinet. Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Here.
Tink.
And I think because that was a crit, I want to give you like an added benefit. I'm thinking just like a one-time thing, like you get a plus 1d the next time you do something, but I'm not sure what specifically that would be. Do you have any ideas? Like, I don't know if attune makes sense, right? Because basically pulling spiritual burn off of you.
And you also, that magnet shit, that just kind of helped to like localize it, you know, into that area, but there's
And
probably
then you
still some in
extracted
you.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think next time I do something big like that, where like I might potentially harm myself with a spirit burn, I like if you think that might be like a consequence.
Oh yeah. So you have like you almost have like built up resistance to it. All right.
I've invented a spirit burn vaccine.
Whatever concoction you put in her is still active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe that.
Why don't you just write? And I'm okay because I gave Kavlov a metal chest. Why don't you just have put down resistance to spirit burn?
Okay.
And so until that goes away or something else happens, I'll give you plus 1 die to like resist spirit burn.
This entire time, I've been just muttering to myself underneath my breath, not even barely acknowledging the two of you, like actually as people, just as something I'm working on. I'm kind of like in my head, you know, just the whole time, just like, as I'm like, you know, stitching up your body, and I'm just like, okay. Just like whispering under my breath constantly, just clearly, you guys aren't people in these moments. You guys are projects. Sorry.
And so when does
I
this...
didn't mean that personally.
No.
When does this conversation take place between Spark and Kavlov?
I actually think this happens before she gets healed. And it's probably like right when like you're like waking up off of like anesthesia.
With the new metal chest.
Yeah, and Spark is standing there because Tony's been doing weird stuff to your chest. So like she's just like curious as well.
Like he's been opened
Yeah.
and now put back together.
We're very close.
like
And so you feel rough. You've just had invasive surgery.
Yeah.
You're the Tin Man.
And I think she's gonna she's not gonna say anything. She's just gonna stand in the room for a long time until like you probably like try to like make conversation, or like she'll like inch closer and like pretend to like fix something in Tony's room and just stand there awkwardly until you make conversation with her.
And Kavlov, you're pretty high at this point.
I got you hooked up to like a morphine IV.
So is Tony still in this room?
She's a doctor.
Yeah.
She's checking in.
But you're also
she's checked out.
She's not here. She's also checked out.
She's checking up, but also checked out.
Yeah. Fuck.
Spark nods.
I walk over to you.
said it, brother.
Just don't sit up for like the next few days. You gotta stay here. You are bedbound.
Days.
Yeah. You're gonna need a second. Yeah, don't sit up. I just told you not to.
Kavlov sits up.
He knocks his chest.
I don't.
Hurts so bad. Steel plate just like
Oh my god.
you are stitched up, but yeah, you're the
there's
massive
Oh, and there is
stitches.
like there. Yeah,
A big
there is
scar line down
big
the center.
Scar, yep.
Is the metal chest
It's
exposed?
new.
No.
No, okay.
12-foot Home Depot steampunk skeleton. That's Kavlov. We've got Woman in STEM. What did we settle on for you?
Oh,
Oh
girl
yeah,
boss.
gatekeep.
Gaslight
Gaslight gatekeep girl
girl
boss. 12-foot steampunk Home Depot skeleton.
All right, Spark, you're next.
I think Spark would be the neighbor's kid that you don't want to hang out with.
Neighbor's kid.
Right.
But yeah, she's also like when she sees you hit on it, she's probably also gonna like poke at your chest.
Yeah, just bleeding from the.
I really
the
don't
stitches.
recommend doing that.
It's just
How did we get out of that?
Fuck if I know.
I was kind of the only one still awake. I actually wanted to talk to you, but you were out for such a long time. And I wasn't sure if you were going to make it. It is a miracle that Tony put in your metal thing.
Metal thing?
She,
Actually, I'm really proud of it, and I go up. I've got drawings of it too. I have essentially designed this metal prosthetic for your chest, and I'm so proud of it. Like, actually,
You did that?
yeah. I stroke of genius, man. I had some help, and
Tony, I feel like if you went to school, you could do very well for yourself.
I did go to school. And I did very well until I realized some of the shit I was doing was illegal. And I go back to muttering and working at my desk. I come over, hand you a large cup of pills,
I didn't
and
have
say,
a problem with
"Take this."
school. School had a problem with me.
Yeah, I mean, school was great. I fucking loved it. My teachers loved me until I started experimenting on kids.
kids?
Well, like 18. School age. They're my age.
Peers,
yeah.
Not kids.
Only technically.
Are you okay? What? I'm not gonna lie. I kind of blacked out when we got down there. Is Yagoda okay?
No.
Is she dead?
No,
She's fine.
not dead, but I was the one walking out of there with Crick. You
Is
didn't.
Crick okay?
Yeah, Crick's fine. You didn't see it, but when you jumped in that water, I thought you would come up, but you never did. And then I saw Yagoda get shot, and then I saw Tony get shot, and you didn't come up, and I didn't know what to do, so I gave the order to leave.
I thought I was dead too. When I was drowning, I looked down and I thought I failed and thought I was gonna die. But you guys got me out of there, so thank you. How did we get, I'm sure the blue coats swarmed the place. How'd we get back here?
About that.
When you finally came back to the surface, I had enough time to grab you, and me, Crick, and this one guy that was left all dragged us back. When we went upstairs, there was some fighting, but the machine that Tony and Yagoda found was fighting them, so we kind of slipped on the back and we made it back home, barely in one piece.
Good. Well, I'm glad everyone's still alive. I was reckless, but Spark, I saw her.
She was there.
Yeah, she was there. And she saw me, and she remembered me. I froze. I've spent so many years now looking for her. And when I finally found her, I had no idea what to say. But she knows I'm alive. She knows I'm looking for her. I can't give up now. I know this past score went pretty south, and look, I don't want my personal drives to be the reason that you guys get killed. I will accept the help if you guys are willing to help, but if you guys want out, you guys can be out.
I don't know, man. Have you seen the money we got from this score yet? I pulled out two large money? Yeah, I pulled out 2 large sacks of
and
coins.
Speaking of money, how many times did you get healed? 3?
4.
Okay, so you would have had to spend
2
both coins.
downtimes and 2 coins.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Luckily, I had enough. I'm just gonna say I took it from you while you were out to like pay for your healing.
Look, you
We
did
got
the right
plenty
thing.
from this man. That's how I could have. That's how we were able to heal you guys so much. We weren't hurting after this. We were just physically hurting. You know, it wasn't all for naught.
Are you okay, Tony?
Yeah, I'm fine.
She's not
I
fine.
turn back around and keep muttering.
She's been different.
You also notice some visible wounds, like up and down my arms.
What happened?
Like I said, they both got shot. They both fell to the ground. I thought they were gonna bleed out before we got back, but
Was it Mercy?
yeah, Yagoda's a little bit more quiet. Tony speaks a little bit more. Just a little strange. But
I leave the room to go find Yagoda.
What happened to you?
nothing.
Nothing.
Kevlov, I made the decision to leave before I knew you were still alive.
Well, look, for all intents and purposes, I wasn't, and I'm not dead.
Yeah.
And you're here now. Don't beat yourself up over it. You did what you had to.
You saw her. And just maybe if we held on just a little bit longer. I think about it. And I'm so sorry.
Spark, we did what we could. You did what you could. And I will not fault you for that.
You have always asked me no questions when I asked for your help. And I will do the same. I'll help you find her. I just have one thing to wrap up.
Okay. Do you need help?
This is something that I have to do without any help.
When you're done, I want you to come find me. Because I have an idea. And I'm going to need your help.
Okay.
Spark,
Yeah.
thank you. Really.
And Spark will pat you on the shoulder. She'll be like, oh, and then she'll be like, sorry, and then she'll try to gently pat you on the other shoulder. And then she'll walk out.
Cavill will probably just passes out after that.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
still drugged up.
Yeah.
And scene.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude.
Yeah. The craziest thing is that's not the only one this episode.
I know.
For our listeners, there were very real, very big tears
Yes.
rolling down Rebecca's face and falling off her chin.
I was like writing notes for a second, then I looked up and Rebecca's like, I'm like,
I saw those tears fall out. I was like, oh no.
I'm next.
I'm next.
We're all next.
Yeah, where has Yagoda been? I mean, you could have been around if you wanted to, but you didn't kind of butt into that scene, which, you can
I assume,
always. But
I mean, if Yagoda's in a hospital, she's gonna get her own separate room. Like she's not sharing a space with anyone.
yeah, do you go to Tony for medical attention?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a fucking pro.
But first, before, like maybe, okay, so it's been several days canonically. Can we jump?
It's a couple days of them
I mean,
healing.
Yeah.
up.
and
You would
he's
have
in
probably-
surgery for a long time.
You would have
Yeah.
gotten medical attention soon.
Yeah.
after that,
I would.
right?
Oh yeah, she's my sister. I would have
even
jumped on that pretty
first,
quick.
Yeah.
Right.
So then we did the healing first. And
Yeah.
so I guess
we can
go through
we
that.
can roll that. Yeah.
Heal me, sister.
6.
All right. So
Nice.
that's 3 ticks.
1, 2, 3.
This is the first time you're having healing, right?
Yeah. I've never
Yeah.
done
She literally.
First time taking harm.
Yeah, it was the trauma
score.
actually happened when she was
Well, you
thrown
got-
off the robot.
You got
Thrown
thrown
off
off
the
the
robot.
robot.
I have a
and
level
then-
1 and a level 2.
Yeah.
I got gut shot.
Yeah.
Bruise and gut
No
shot.
mercy, mercy.
Heal me.
Again? 4. I think that's
So
enough
that's
to fill
another
up your
2.
clock, though. Well, 4 and a 4.
Oh,
a
sorry.
2.
You're, okay. 2.
Yeah. So 2 more ticks.
So you go down to just one.
So
level
you would
one.
have you reduce your level 2 to a level 1, get rid of your level 1, and
now
then
you
you
have
still have one
stitches.
tick on your healing clock.
Again.
Oh God, everybody. Oh my God.
Spending that money.
5.
Another
Is that
2.
2?
Yep.
Oh, that's so close, but why not? Again.
Yes.
Yeah,
4.
you don't have any stress
Yeah.
because you took a trauma.
Exactly. Well, I do have not one stress because I'm not going to
Indulge your
indulge my
vice.
vice, and I do have a trauma.
Yeah.
So now I'm fully healed.
If anybody does not indulge their vice this downtime, they will take a stress number equal to their number of traumas.
I do jump on her healing like as soon as we get back.
This happened.
I don't even heal
before
myself first.
that
I just
catalog.
I just jump in and and it hurts. It stings like hell. I don't put you under. I don't care. I want to get this done, get you healed up. Especially, I mean, if there was an exit wound, that means you could be bleeding out. So
would.
I'm
Yeah,
imagining
yeah.
there's a lot of like sizzling alchemicals poured
Yep,
directly
yep,
onto
yep.
wounds and things like that.
Yep, and it
Lots of screaming.
burns like a bitch. Yeah.
Dramatic. Yeah.
And then after that, probably the worst that Yagoda has ever physically felt. Do you do anything, or are you just kind of
Oh, and you're also drugged up.
resting? Yeah.
I think we need to go home.
Oh man, I don't know about that one. I don't think Mom and Dad want to see us like this.
I'm going home.
I'll come with, but I don't know, man. They're gonna ask what we've been doing. They're already curious. I mean, they don't trust me, but like
I'm done pretending and covering my own ass. I just want to go home.
I'll come with.
And
Whatever you
we
want.
go home.
As you kind of walk out of the door of that room, Sebastian is leaning against the wall outside, and he says, "What exactly do you think that's going to accomplish?" Just kind of not even looking at you, but clearly having listened into your conversation.
Piss off.
Hey, man, he helped us out a lot, but
I know you.
piss off.
Thank you.
You don't know shit.
I know you probably care about my parents and me and whatever, but just for the first time, I think I know what needs to happen, and it needs to be the right thing, and I'm going to go do that.
I put
I
way too many drugs.
Don't really care about your relationship with your family. I care about the security of this crew. And I know for a fact that your parents at least attempt to be law-abiding. What do you think that they're going to do if you go home and convince them that you're wrapped up in all sorts of underworld shit?
I don't really care what's going to happen.
I do,
They
because
could,
it affects me.
they could sabotage all of this, Cody.
I won't bring up your names.
It
They know
doesn't
why.
matter. I'm Crimson Wake now. We're all Crimson Wake.
I think we should cut off ties completely. Yeah.
I'm done.
That's not what I'm suggesting.
We can't have our parents involved in this. We have people out for us, man.
I don't know what to do except to do the opposite of what I've been doing for the past 5 years.
Listen, I understand the impulse. You feel dishonest. You feel like you've been lying to them, but that's not really the case. I had a family once. Compartmentalizing is not the same thing as lying. You, Tony, you're a whiz with the alchemicals
I'm a
and the
fucking
healing,
genius, I know.
right?
Yeah.
By not explaining every single detail of that to me, does that mean you're lying to me?
Do you want me to explain every detail to you?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
That would be long and boring, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
That's like this, except you telling them would be harmful. It'd be harmful to your relationship. It'd be harmful to this crew. And whatever it is you want to happen, this course of action isn't going to achieve it. I don't really think you know what you want.
It's the only way to protect Antonia.
I'm fine.
From what?
Herself?
I'm fine. I'm willing to do whatever you want to do, but I do.
You think that going to your family, the people who are closest to this, sure, they might care the most, but do you think that's the best option? The most qualified people?
It could put them in danger.
Exactly.
I mean,
You-
we already have the blue coats.
What is it? You want her to kick
Trailing
the
us.
habit? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's what we're talking
What?
about.
There are professionals for that.
I'm a professional.
You are so annoying. I'm kidding.
Little sister vibes.
I know some people, their methods are a little unorthodox. We don't have to talk about this with her here.
Let's be honest, I'm not there.
Do you react if I like wave my fingers in front of you? Like,
not really.
Yeah, you're going.
I'm not like spaced out,
you're
but I'm
responding,
in my head.
but you're also not like fully realizing what this conversation is about and what's happening.
Yeah. I should go check up on Kavlov and Spark.
I
walk away.
I still want to see them.
That's fine. Go visit your family. You tried it once, and you saw those two halves of your world of you. They don't want to mix. If you ever tried to push two lodestones together, they won't let you. And even if you smush them against each other, they'll spring apart again. Go see them. Use them for what you want from them. That comfort, that security, that familiarity. But you don't have to let it all out to them. They're not the people who will understand.
Who's supposed to know me then?
Just very gently reaches out and takes your hand and guides you back into the room that you've been using for the medical treatments. He just kind of stands there next to you, watching as Tony fusses over Kavlov, and Spark and Kavlov share just comfortable silence.
I'm shooting up drugs in the corner.
And fucking hell.
This is what I'm talking about.
But I think Kavlov and Spark, you know, having a conversation or not, but you look up and you see, you go to kind of standing there looking kind of emotionally worse for wear next to Sebastian at the other end of the room. What do?
Sebastian, you're back?
Yeah, he was actually the person who greeted us.
We've already covered this. Oh, wait.
He was back before we were. He was in that room when the bullets went off after the paintings.
Did you get lost in the maze?
What maze?
Fucking hell.
I imagine that you're not even responding to our conversation.
No,
you're
I'm just saying it out loud. It just happens. So
It just happens to coincide. You're just over in the corner, like drawing on a chalkboard, and also just eating something.
Yeah.
Ghost paintings ring a bell?
Nope. I slipped in through the back door, then had to climb up into a tree, and then I slipped in to another room and then made my way upstairs.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
Glad to be back.
How you, Goda?
Are you okay?
Sebastian kind of shook grins as I was like, hey, this was supposed to be a moment for Yagoda, and then they asked me questions. And he just leaves.
I walk over and I force Yagoda to sit down. Sit down.
Look, these are your friends. They love you. Sebastian!
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
So true.
Kavlov, I don't think I can help you anymore.
Yagoda, take off your shirt. I want to clean out your wound. I will ruin every scene.
Spark will take off her coat and put it over you while you take off your shirt.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I can't help you in this.
It still burns.
Yagoda, you took a bullet helping me. Look, if you want out, you can be out on this. I appreciate your help, and I'm eternally grateful. But I'm also realistic. I don't want you guys dying because of my personal issues. I'm sorry for what happened to you. And trust me, that fucking whore is going to die.
For as long as I've known you, you've never stuck your neck out for anybody. but I felt like you're always quite lonely, and that decision you made to help us without anything in return. I see you as the leader of the Crimson Wake, and if you don't want part of this, that's fine, because even without me and Kavlov, you are the Crimson Wake.
Doing this was totally not up my alley.
I don't think it was up any of ours.
I just feel like the way we went about it was just wrong. Like, I just did whatever I usually did, and it was just wrong.
What do you mean?
We were loud, I wore this stupid dress. What I'm trying to say is, I'll help you, but I can't make the decisions. I need your help to do that as well. I need your guidance. Can you help me? I have this sword thing. Surprise! The cane that I've been carrying around for the past couple...
How did I not know this?
Yeah, it's a sword. Can you help me?
No.
How to fight?
People don't tell me shit.
You want fighting lessons.
Dude, not right now, dude. Nope, no fucking way for either of you right now.
Callow's fine. Spark slaps him on the chest.
Thanks.
See, he's
you
cool.
go to
Not fine.
give me a couple days to recover, and you bet that I will help you. I'm not much of a sword person, but I know enough. I can teach you basic footwork. I can teach you stances and how to deal in close combat. But I should be able to find you somebody who knows their way around a sword very well. But I can at least give you the basics of fighting. And I would be honored to teach you what I know.
Thank you. I trust you with that. Because I've always thought I could just, talk my way out of every situation. And how did that turn out last time, right? I literally got shot.
Yeah, the person who shot you is that's
bitch.
An outlier. She's no joke. Her and I go back quite a ways. That's not somebody anybody's going to talk their way out of. But I think everyone should know how to handle themselves if it comes to it. So yeah, give me a couple days. My shoulder still really hurts, and I've got an experimental chest now, so I need to relearn how to breathe.
Oh my god, you gotta see what I put in him. It was fucking crazy. I pull up the designs and I start talking to no one.
She's going off, and everybody looks over and then slowly turns back to their conversation. Do you have a coin that you want to spend on training?
Yes, I do.
Ooh. Okay. So yeah, Kavlov, even in his wounded state, starts talking Yagoda through the fundamentals, and we have a little bit of a montage, and then
what's the vibe? Is it is Yagoda focused, like she's going full girl boss badass mode right now, or is she still hard to train with her personality? Is she still oh, I don't want to do that.
There's moments.
Yeah, where she's still breaking.
You realize, oh, this is hard work. I don't want to do
I'm not
this.
good at
I'm gonna have to sweat. Oh my god.
There's a lot
but she perseveres.
There's a lot of
in those moments,
humility.
Yeah, there's learned humility, but then also I think maybe even the driving factor is when you catch yourself doing that, you remember why you're doing this, and no small part of it is fear. And so that kind of shuts you up.
So do we get a plus something for prowess,
get two ticks at the above prowess.
Okay.
On the blades.
To the XP. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of lame.
You're working toward another die.
That's kind of lame.
And you can invest your XP.
You guys are tier 1 right now. Yeah. And highly over leveled in the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because we were at war for so long.
Yeah, and you learn basically fighting fundamentals. And Kavlov has seen enough people and had conversations with enough people who deal in swords that, you get the sense for it.
Sorry, babe.
As you progress, I think it's a cool idea the next time you train, maybe find an expert to a swords master to help you learn, like a fencing master.
That's cool.
You probably know some people who are into fencing. in your social circles. So that'd be cool to do. You could do training like that.
Would that be finesse over skirmish, for example?
So you could use that, but if it's like this is a knockdown, drag out fight, you'd probably have less effect.
So you have 2 in finesse. So you could start fighting.
Is finesse part of prowess as well?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you can use finesse to try and fight. It's just like, it's more like it fits a formal duel where people are, or like if you're going up against another swordsman, then that could be a point where you use finesse rather than skirmish. But like, if there's a meathead with a stick coming at you, trying to use finesse, you'll probably end up with less effect.
This is like imagination, right? Like the blade in the dark, the alley, right? Where you're like trying to finesse the knife into somebody's heart quietly without making a ruckus.
Yeah, sneaking up behind somebody and put it, well, actually that might be hunt.
Okay.
To like ambush somebody.
Okay.
But to like, you can, it's not ideal for a lot of situations, but you can argue to use finesse for basically all use of your little cane sword. You know, little as in like thin, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not like, so if somebody's swinging a hammer at you, blocking that with the cane sword is not really like, it only works well in certain circumstances.
Precision
However,
strikes.
it will work just not as well in other circumstances.
Okay.
So you can, if that's what you want to go with, just go with it and then describe how you're doing that in a way that, you know, works as finesse rather than as skirmish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm absolutely on board with that.
That's
I feel
cool.
like that is Yagota's
vibe.
Yagota's never killed anybody, right?
No.
Not directly.
Yeah, not directly. She pushed like the trans powder, and then Kavlov killed them. But that that keeps her up at night.
I think you're kind of seeing that. Like, this is not, she's not a fighter. This is not somebody who's had dust ups and everything like that.
That's why we're starting with like the basics.
Yeah, you're starting with the basics, but also, this isn't just practicing what she knows, what she's grown up to. It's not a natural progression. And so this for her right now is almost just book learning.
Right.
And it's athletics. It's like sport, but it's not real life yet.
Yeah.
Professor Kavlov. In his
and
tweed.
It's like
the gym trainer.
Yeah, it's a mismatched pair, and the kind of settling upon a shared
the dad outfit, like the gym teacher dad outfit.
He's got the full track suit.
Yeah.
It's the matching like gray sweats.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a whistle around his neck.
Property of Yeltsina.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Property of the Crimson Wake, baby.
Yeah, that's a good one. Dude,
Crimson
if we sell
Wake.
merch.
We sell merch. Yeah. It's got a kiss stain right here. Yeah.
It does have a kiss on it. Yeah, that'd be good. And you get started and like you see that Yagoda is like, oh, this is a new side of Yagoda that she's actually taking seriously, and that she's actually maybe getting a little bit out of her own little world that she's been in this whole time. Cool. Anybody else have downtime activities?
I still have a free downtime action. I've done so much. I've also only healed once.
Yeah.
I'm gonna heal myself again.
Okay.
Because I can.
So much healing. Spend many days in that surgical
incredible
room.
doctor now. Yeah. 4. So I add 2.
2.
Okay. I would like to start a long-term project.
Okay.
I have so many ideas. One, like a fucking bazooka. That was one idea.
No one's used a regular gun yet.
No.
Guns are good.
No. Or I mean, it says pistol and second pistol. Could I have like a sniper rifle, or was that something I would need to build?
A hunting rifle is a large weapon.
Okay.
So you can just say that you have that as part of your gear.
But if you want like
for flavor, can I say I like tinkered it? Like I found
you
one.
want
like attach a scope,
craft a fancy one.
Yes.
What specific purpose are you going to achieve, or are you attempting to achieve by taking a regular hunting rifle and making it something else?
On the tracking thing again, with my weird magnet shit, whatever, I would like to somehow make it so I can, shoot someone like almost like a dart, more than, and like maybe cause some harm, but more importantly, be able to find them later if I need to.
I like that. Yeah. So instead
if that's a long-term project, that's fine.
Well,
up to
because
you.
you already invented the alchemical reagent for the compass.
Yes. So I would
And
be going
so
off
I
of
think
that.
what you'd be doing is you'd just be crafting specific bullets with that, so that and then tweaking it just a little bit. So instead of narrowing in on their DNA, you'd narrow in on the bullet.
Yes.
So it would require the bullet to stay lodged in them, but you can make
that's
bullets
cool.
that are supposed to like stick
you
into
have-
somebody and not go through. So they're not that powerful.
It's almost like you create it with locks of your own hair or something. Like you
I
use
like
your
that
own
idea.
DNA.
I like that idea.
You put your own hair, like just a little bit of it, in the bullet, along with a little bit of that chemical, and then you have like a compass in
On
the
the
stock
gun.
of your rifle.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so sick. I love
And then
it.
you can track them using that. That's very
Dang.
cool.
So cool.
I'm so happy.
Yeah. What tier would this be? Let's see.
Probably pretty
So basically,
complicated.
because you already have the technology to do something like
We
that. So
have
you would just
the
have to tinker
Technology.
it.
I'm literally a genius, guys. I have invented a prosthetic chest, a metal prosthetic chest, which is really crazy. I invented a spirit burn vaccine. Proud of that one.
Okay.
I invented penicillin, but threw it out. Spark's allergic, made her sick.
Not good.
So for crafting, you will be making a tinker roll. Okay, we're just gonna roll for it, and we'll see how good it is. Basically, it's going to affect the range of it, because like all the way up at tier 6 is like a city block, and that's like the maximum range of something.
Yeah.
But that's also
some Chris
more like
Kyle shit.
the area of it. I'm thinking of like how far you'd be able to track people, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
how
yeah.
effective it is. Why don't we just I'm gonna say it needs to be just tier 1. The bullets, or actually no, the bullets are a little bit. So the bullets that you're crafting, along with the compass and the rifle, you've already come up with the idea for that, but they need to be tier 2 to function well.
Fair enough.
You are going to make a tinker roll to determine the quality level of the item you produce. It's equal to your crew's tier modified by the result of the roll. So you need it to be, you need to roll a 6 basically.
Do you
To make
get
this work.
additional stuff for this?
I have 2 die and tinker
Yeah, but for crafting something specifically to do with alchemicals.
to do with alchemical. Yeah, I do.
So you get 1 extra. So you need a 6 to craft.
No, I get +1 result level, not
plus 1 result level. Okay, so you only need a 4.
Yeah.
4
to
or 5.
get the
or
result.
6.
Yep.
6 would make it even better.
And then if you get a 6, they'll be tier 3 bullets instead of tier 2.
Okay. Can I push myself?
You may,
Okay.
if you'd like to take that stress.
Yeah, fuck it.
That's what we said last time too.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
This won't bite me in the ass.
This is a new day. This is a new day. Okay. 5.
Cool.
5. Okay, so yeah, you craft these tracking bullets at a tier 2 because they are like decentralized. And this is a little bit like it's not as stable as the compass that you built, where you get somebody's DNA and you're tracking them based on that.
Yeah.
This is the tracking only lasts for about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, you have these bullets that are designed to penetrate but not go all the way through somebody to like lodge in them, kind of like
Hollow point.
hollow points.
Yep.
And they're slower, so you got to kind of factor that in. But yeah, no, it's good. You modify a hunting rifle.
Yes. Now it's an even better hunting rifle.
Yeah.
We walk in on you just with a gun now. Just tinkering on it.
I've seemed so unstable
She's
this
lost
past.
it.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
shout for Yagoda.
I'm like,
Tony's got a gun.
Well, because she's tinkering with it and testing it, she's got like dozens of guns in the room just testing on each
And
of
I
them.
also occasionally like turn around, and I'm also trying to like get used to shooting a gun. And every so often I turn around, there's
just-
like holes in the wall behind me.
You have a dummy that you're practicing these bullets into, and at one point it doesn't expand, but while she's figuring out the bullets, and one of them just goes like through the wall and ricochets off the sides of the underground cistern, and then there's just like bullets, just rifle fire going off.
She's drawn like childlike pictures of like targets or whatever.
Yeah, and
like Mercy with like an arrow pointing at the stick figure, and it says Mercy that she's shooting at.
I have like a picture of her face on the dummy too, like as best as I could have drawn. Like, fuck that bitch.
Those high cheekbones.
Yeah.
And then I imagine you're just like tinkering at your workbench.
Yeah.
And they're like, you walk in and you see Tony over there working at her workbench, and then she just casually like turns around on her chair and then just like points a rifle across the room at the dummy and just fires and goes, what? This gunfire goes off. No warning.
None.
Just extremely casual, just turns around, shoots it across at the other end of the room. Yeah. Wow.
If any of you walk in during this time, I'm like, oh, hey. How's it going?
It's time to go talk to my bro.
Yes! I'm so excited. Oh my god.
Well, this is also
that was Zach.
This is also to relieve stress.
Yeah.
Which will probably not be relieving stress.
Probably very stressful.
I could foresee us changing your vice after this. Like we could, like it might make sense for us to choose a different vice if this is no longer stress relief. You know what I mean? Or just interpret obligations slightly differently.
Yeah. Okay. She pats her pockets, has everything that she needs. Kind of rubs her hands together. Kind of puts something in her fist. Kind of balls it up. Takes a deep breath. She knows her brother's behind that door. She also knows that probably the person who murdered her parents is behind that door. And it's nighttime. And the wind's blowing. And she's stalling as much as she can. And she goes to open the door.
Yeah, you open the door to the home that you grew up in. And you see that Cecil is where he normally is, sitting at the window, looking out at the windy, dark streets of Duskwall. And you see Raphael, who is sitting by the light of a single candle with a half-drunk bottle of whiskey at the table. And he kind of looks up at you as you enter. And there's a lot of emotion behind his eyes, but he waits for you to speak.
She takes a couple steps and doesn't quite get close enough to the table to sit down. And she, with her free hand, rummages through her pocket. And she pulls out transcripts of what was written in the book that her uncle always held. And she tosses it on the table. And on top is a picture drawn with pencil of what she assumed to be her mother and her father smiling at the altar. And at the bottom, scribbled the name Raphael Durigo. And she waits for him.
He looks down at it, and in the split second it takes him to register what it is, he jerks his eyes away from it, almost like it's painful to see it. And he says, "Why? Take that away."
Did you know that he held my mother's diary?
It's the only thing that made him okay. What should I have done? Taken away from him?
What happened that night? 'Cause I know.
Why? Why do you ask so many questions?
'Cause I deserve the truth.
It's been fine. Everything good even. Our life here, it's not a lot, but it was okay. Why do you feel the need to tear that apart?
Did you know what happened that night?
No.
Did you know the last entry written by her
was her fearing for her life.
I never read it.
She was afraid of him.
Why? Just stop. This is so long ago. It's done. Don't tear this family apart for something that we can't change.
You were the only person in Duskwall that has ever shown me kindness and love. You're the only thing in this house I consider a family.
He's not a perfect man. He was great once. He was the best Leviathan hunter I've ever seen. He was more than a man. He was fearless. And the sea took that from him.
The sea didn't take his fearlessness. The sea took his ability to run from what he was hiding from. If you had taken the time to read what she had written about him, he was great because he had to run from how he truly felt about the only two people he held dear in Duskwall. He coveted his own brother's wife. And the only thing...
Stop. I don't want to know this. Everything was fine. We were a family. Cecil, he's not right, but he cared for me. It's my duty to care for him and for you. Everything that we had, it wasn't good, but it was good enough. Why do you need more? Why do you need to tear it all down? For what?
Was it enough when after you came home and I told you he beat me and you told me to take care of him? You told me to look in the eyes of the person who hit me, who terrified me my entire life. Like I said, I see you as the only family member I have in my life. I know about my grandparents, and I've seen them. Do you know I walk past their house every day? I never knew till I read her book. But
And see what it's done to you.
I haven't gone to them. Because I chose to come back to this house even after knowing the past. I can gather about what happened at that night. I heard a story about it. He lived with my father, my mother. And then there was a house fire. You said you were there that night.
I was.
So you know what happened.
I rescued you. He came out, he was talking nonsense. There was blood, but I rescued you.
What did he say?
He said, I'm sorry. He wasn't speaking sense. He wasn't himself. That night...
He was outside? You said he walked out of the house.
What's important is that that's the night that I found you.
I was still inside, Raphael.
Saved you.
He left me to die.
He's not well. I don't know what you want me to say. He doesn't know what he does. But I was there. I saved you.
You did. Do you know, at least once a week, I hear Uncle stand at the doorway of my room and sob. I hear him call out for my mother's name. I never even knew it. He knows, Raphael. This is what he chose to be. And he's chosen to live in the past. But I am in front of you. I am right here in front of you. And I've chosen you. But will you choose me? Or the murderer who killed my parents and left me to die?
He looks over at Cecil and looks back up at you. He's helpless.
He's not helpless. He's still in there.
He needs me. And you need me. I can't choose. I have to be there for both of you.
What if I could make that decision simpler? If I were to walk out that door right now with Uncle, who would you want to walk back through that door?
What are you talking about?
Answer me.
Of course I want you to come home.
Just me, right?
Stop it. What kind of choice are you trying to force on me here?
The choice you should have made. When you pulled me out of that fire. The only thing to protect Cecil is if I weren't in your life anymore. And you can't have both.
Why? Can't I just hold you like the scared little girl you were? Why can't you just look at me like you did then? I'm here to protect you.
You can't protect me from him.
He just kind of looks down at the papers in front of him and stands, and the chair falls behind him, and then he just kind of turns to you, and you see that there's hopelessness in his eyes, and he reaches out toward you, but then his eyes meet yours, and he sees not a face, not eyes that are inviting, not eyes that are looking up to him, and instead he just grabs the bottle off the table and stumbles out the front door.
If I leave out this door, and Uncle leaves out this door again, who would you want to see return?
You see him drop the bottle and cover his ears as he continues stumbling, now running, down the street away from you.
She'll close the door. She'll look at Cecil. And she'll turn his chair to him to face her. She thinks about that day she was here with Kavlov. How she was so afraid to even meet his eyes. But they look dead. She opens her palm. It's the trans powder she took from Tony. She blows it in his face.
There's almost an imperceptible change as his just empty, glaring gaze goes ever so slightly more slack as the trans powder takes effect.
I imagine it's a little bit like a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she cleans the house for the last time. She makes sure it's tidy. She pulls out another piece of paper, sits there and thinks about what to write. And she writes down, "You were my brother, and I truly loved you. I had hoped to see you live a long, good life. And I'm sorry you couldn't decide. So I will help you decide. Your sister, Cerulean Pharaohs." And with that, she blows out the remaining candle. She opens the door and she wheels her uncle out in the cold, windy night. She wheels him in silence. The only thing that you could hear is just the creaking wheels of his chair. She stops by a house. It looks recently built. But she knows what used to stand there. She reaches out into the ghost field and senses burning pressure. She reaches out for a handle and she catches it. And out from her pocket, a key. Holding it, it almost shines, but also doesn't. And she puts it right above where her hand is and catches in a keyhole. She could feel the heat blowing past her. She turns the key. She opens the door and is welcomed with not the inside of the house that stands there, but the burning remains of what used to be.
Cecil twitches in the chair. And as you stand there, this opening in the ghost field before you, he's fighting against the trance powder, realizing where he is, where you've brought him back to that house where all of your lives changed so many years ago. But he is still within the grasp of that drug, keeping him detached from reality. But you can see that that fire is reflecting in his eyes, and they are wide with fear.
His face is looking mostly towards the floor now, trying to look away, I assume. And Spark kneels down, puts a hand to his face and makes it look right in her eyes, right past through the door. She sees it all. The truth of what Raphael never wanted to tell her. You lived a life far more deserving than you ever should have had. You were blessed with a loving family and a loving son, and you still threw it all away. And I'm sure even this is more deserving than you will ever. She can't bring herself to say the rest. She lets go of his face. She takes the chair for the last time and pushes it, but it almost doesn't budge. She gets scared. She pushes it even harder and it wheels right in, almost like there was no door.
You see the wheelchair roll in to this space that is no longer physical, into the ghost field, and with your strong push, it bumps into a spectral beam and tips and spills him out of it. And you see that this ghostly room has ignited again with fire, and you see him shake and look toward you again with these terrifying eyes fighting against the trance powder.
It hurts, doesn't it? And she'll close the door and lock it again.
And as you turn the key and remove it from midair to anyone not spectrologically attuned, you just hear the keening echo of Cecil's wail before the ghost field fades, and you stand alone.
She stands there for a long time until she can't hear his screams anymore.
And then you hear a whisper in your ear.
That was delicious.
I've tried calling out to you, but you've never responded.
You've never done something like this to get my attention.
And the demon, Calum, walks over to stand in front of you and leans against the door of the building in front of you, the newly built house.
Now that I have your attention, I'd like your help.
He smiles, showing impossibly white teeth, reflecting the light of his star eyes, and says,
I think that we can work something out.
And that is where we're going to end the episode.
What the fuck just happened? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Happened. Whew.
Holy shit.
That happened differently than I thought it would.
Oh, wow.
But
I
it
didn't
still
know what the
happened.
fuck was.
I think we are going to end up having a 2-part downtime.
Because there's
Yeah.
stuff we needed to do.
Yeah, there's still
there's stuff you guys
more
needed
stuff.
to do.
Yeah.
That felt like the end of the episode. Why don't we end it and we can jump into after show, and maybe we can do your downtime. Is it like important plot stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe we can do that at the beginning of the next episode.
Cool.
And then go into the score.
Yeah.
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 Thank you for listening, and good night, mortals.
Cue that music, baby.
Chicka chicka.